In the year 1965, Olusoyinka did something very, very crazy. The western region was boiling at this point. The rift between Ladoke, Akintola and Awolowo had led to a lot of riots, major among which was the Operation Wete. Wete literally means wetam. Not it water, petrol. The houses and properties of politicians were literally doused in petrol and were burnt. Even some politicians themselves were burnt. People were being killed by necklacing. Necklacing is when you put tire around somebody, pour petrol on them, and burn them alive. The western region was literally on fire. It was nicknamed Wild Wild West. This violence was mostly carried out by the acolytes of Awolowo. Somehow, Akintola had connived with the federal government led by Tafawa Balewa in Lagos. They found Awolowo guilty of treason. He had been accused of plotting a coup, and they sent him to jail. Now, fast forward to 1964, there was a regional election to be conducted. Awolowo was in jail at this time, and the people were angry. They had waited patiently to remove Akintola by the ballot box. Akintola knew he wasn't loved by the people. Although he was the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba land, he knew he wasn't popular among most of the Yoruba people. But he was determined to win by fair means or foul. His deputy had boasted publicly that even if the people don't vote for them, they were going to win. And that was exactly what happened. The people did not vote for NNDP, Akintola's party, yet Akintola won. How? With the help of the federal government, Tafawa Balewa in Lagos, Akintola rigged the election. Clearly, it was so obvious. The press nicknamed Akintola the chief priest of election rigging. The people felt cheated. One of the people who couldn't just sit by and do nothing was Kongi himself, the man, Wole Soyinka. He was just an ordinary lecturer at this point, nothing about the Nobel Prize. In fact, he was just 30 years old. Now, the election results were to be announced in the broadcasting house here in Ibadan, and Wole Soyinka was determined to stop that announcement. According to him, that announcement would be a sealing of the theft. So what did he do? Wole Soyinka, who was living in Ibadan at this point, armed himself with a gun and went to the broadcasting house. He held the person who was supposed to play the premier's tape at gunpoint. He removed the premier's tape, substituted it with his own pre-recorded tape, and then played it. Now, when the tape was played, instead of the people to hear the election results, the falsified election results, they heard the voice of Wole Soyinka calling the premier, Akintola, a thief and telling him to return his stolen mandate. It was crazy. The broadcasting house was heavily guarded by the police at this time. Yet Soyinka found a way in, alone, and did what he did. He knew he could have been shot, yet he did it. After the whole drama, he fled to the eastern region, Enugu. The police searched for him all over the place, but he ended up surrendering himself to the police at Iyagoku police station here in Ibadan. He was taken to court and charged for armed robbery, which carried a life sentence. The judge was the famous Justice Kayode Esho. The craziest thing was that Soyinka won the case. This western region wahala was the major event that led to the January 15 coup. Less than a year later, Akintola was killed in that coup, and later Soyinka would find himself in trouble again. This time, there was no escape. He was thrown into jail by Yakubu Gowon.